Hello everybody, welcome back to Blueprints. Last time we had an hour and a half of exploring the underground. We got to the basement with the basement key. We went through the catacombs and found a bunch of stuff in the underground, and it was a whole hoot of new adventures. We've now added a bunch of new cards to our pool that we can draft. So it's all very, very curious. What I don't know exactly right now is what my next specific goal is. So the foundation's just still here. We don't have anything for the Black Grotto Bridge. The antechamber is there. We know that the north door of the antechamber, if I pull up this guy here, we found over in the basements, the antechamber, the north lever is underground somewhere, but where, I'm not sure. There's text down here that I couldn't read without the magnifying glass, so lots to do. But for now, we'll take our allowance. We will ponder that. We'll do our first 3 drafts. We'll go spare room there. Here. Probably just grab a hallway. And here, easy choice in the den. One thing that we do have to do, now that I think about it for a hot second, is there is the coded message in the letters of the rooms and the paintings. So there is that to do, which is certainly something we can work towards as an objective. Over here, shelter, trading post, and schoolhouse. Well, I haven't done much with the schoolhouse, but we do know about the shelter now. So, with the shelter, we swing around here and around here. We have this terminal and this time lock safe. So, if we grab this screen for you guys, I'll turn the light on so you can see my face. We've got capture of this calendar, and on this calendar we have day 1 is Saturday the 7th of November. So right now is day 17, so that would be 7, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 7, 14, 15, wait, day 1, day 8, day 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It is Tuesday, November 24th, right now here. So if we grab this, time lock safe, set unlock date, November 24th, and we started the game at 8 AM, I think. So if we do, say, a 10 AM, confirm, press enter, come exit this. Is there a clock in this room? Because, God, it would be useful if there was. There is not. So I have to ask myself, do I want to spend 2 or 3 rooms worth of steps to go out and back again to stare at the clock? Or am I just going to pause the recording and hope to be here when this turns back off again? Well, with any luck, what I might be able to do is I'd like to get the moment that we see it on camera, when we see it pop, but to do so, we're going to need to be able to see a clock. So, that is 8:30. We requested it to open at 10. Probably a little later. We could probably do some rooms, because it will be open for 4 hours. So I just have to not forget. Let's hope I can not forget. So, the den, we can go grab a gem. This room is just full of clocks if I think I'm going to forget what the time is. Let's go with the pantry. Get a tasty, tasty piece of fruit. Some cash. And then I'll take... I don't want to do the chapel yet, because we're going to be walking through that a lot, and then we can get to a lot of other rooms right now. So we'll do the storeroom. Gets us a coin, a key, and a gem. And still waiting for 10 AM to come round. We can probably take this back here. Coat check. Check one item and retrieve it on another day. We don't have any items, and there's nothing currently checked as far as I recall. So, neither of the rooms can go extra north. So, we'll take the bedroom. We'll look for additional free stuff. Nothing. Come out here to the left. Billiard room, hallway, nursery. Grab a hallway. Why not? North, closet, corridor, commissary. We have 7 cash, but I don't think that's quite enough for our future endeavors. Even more hallways. Then back here, we could do the parlor or the observatory. I'll do the observatory. That should be nice. There is a chest. There is the book. We are up to 10 stars. So apples are better. And 3 extra steps. I wonder if there is a max limit for these. Oh, let's open the chest. Well, that certainly seemed worthwhile, didn't it? Right, I don't want to miss 10 o'clock. Don't want to miss 10 o'clock. It will be open for 4 hours, so should be okay. I'm going to take the courtyard here because that will have hopefully either some stuff in or just lots of extra room. Another trunk. Right. Very gem rich, very key poor. Well, we could translate our gem richness into keys with the garage here. Nothing else in obvious view. I really hope I did do the math on counting the days to come correctly. We'll take a hallway. No clocks in this hallway. We'll grab security because we're gem rich. Draft this room before we step out as well. Parlor, gymnasium, nursery. We'll take the parlor. And we'll do this and its subsequent dead end. Gems are in the black box. This statement is of no help at all. This box and the blue box are both false statements. Oh, God. I'm amazed how many variations of this thing there are. So, is there a clock in here? No. This box and the blue box are both false. Let's say that this is false. This is true. This is of no help at all. I think it's in the black box, but I could be very wrong. I'm prepared to be wrong on this one. Lovely. We've got 3 keys. That door is locked. Sure, we'll crack it. I'm going to grab the breaker box, because then we can do the security trick. Keycard system's off. Garage is on. Dark room is on. Gymnasium is off. I don't remember how we made anything purple on there the time before. Right, so we want to go back to security, but it must be 10 o'clock now, and we're only going to get deeper into this when we come back through. So if it's past 2 o'clock, I'm going to be very mad. It is 9:25. All right, I will let this tick up to kind of 10 to 10. All right, it is 10 to 10 by the time we make the walk over and then stare at the box for a few minutes. I will then have to make the decision on how long is too long to look at something that hasn't worked if it doesn't work. Because there's no clock in here. Just check under here for anything that I might have missed. I don't see anything. So I'm hoping that in mere moments, this time lock safe will open. Is that how this is going to work? I don't know. If we get to kind of a couple of minutes have gone by, we can go upstairs and check that it's definitely past 10 a.m. But hopefully we get inside, there's like an upgrade disc or some allowance or something in here, or something really remarkable, and everything will be great. And now I'm getting nervous. Now I'm beginning to wonder. I really thought I had it sussed. I guess I could hypothetically try again in the same day. We'll obviously spend a lot of the days of the game, but I'm going to go check if it's past 10 o'clock, because I feel like it must have now. It was like 8:15 we started. Yeah, it's 10:05 now. So, did I balk something? Did I miscount or miscalculate, or do we have to use this to get into the safe? Shelter's time lock safe can be accessed by setting an unlocked date and time. You can use any date and time as long as it is at least 1 hour in the future. The unlocked time safe will remain open for 4 hours. So, hold on. I'm gonna do this all over again. It is day 17. If the 7th was day 1, tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do, right? That's the wrong button. Right, this is our calendar. This is day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, backwards 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I definitely did the 24th, not the 23rd, didn't I? Damn it. Okay, that's where I went wrong. Glad I figured that out. Sorry that I can't count and wasted 5 minutes of everybody's time. 23rd of November at... must be at least 1 hour in advance. 12 p.m. Confirm. Alright, this might be all we get done today. Because we've spent a lot of steps just going back and forth for a while. But 11 a.m. wasn't within an hour. 12 noon or 12 p.m. is an hour and a half from now. So we can go and explore some more. But we have 18 steps left, which is not a lot. When we are only working out a foundation and security. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it's another 6 back. Takes us from 18 down to 6. So I don't think I want to go for a long walking jolly. So I will catch up with you when it is just gone, or just about to go, 12. Okay, sometime later it is 7 minutes to 12. With any luck, this time I have learned to count. Because who knew that the difficulty was counting along the way. Finding this shed was quite a big deal, really, because so many different things have come out of the different rooms that we've populated in this space. So, is this just going to magically swing open? Is my hope. Any second now. If it doesn't, then I really am uncertain as to what's going on, because it's definitely day 17. Definitely had an hour. There it is! Ah ha 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 ha, right. A gem. And an envelope that says 7. Dear Uncle, the disappearance of my cousin Mary has long sat unfavorably with me and my father, and I will freely admit to you that the chilly airs of indifference that you have felt in my presence can be attributed entirely to the suspicions that I have harbored for past these many years. Suspicions entirely aimed at yourself. And while I have never had the opportunity to prove it, I felt very strongly that you had some deeper involvement in those events 6 years ago. The circulating rumors of those months did nothing but further reinforce my convictions in this fact. Those of us that are once bitten are twice shy, and I am aware of the cost my aggressively aloof behavior has had on the social standing of our family. I do not apologize for my actions, though I am now willing to admit that the conclusions I reached may have been flawed. Last week, I had a confidential conversation with one of our mutual acquaintances, a conversation that has shed more light on this mystery than all my father's countless fruitless inquiries over the years. I now have reason to believe that you were in fact responsible for smuggling my cousin under cover of night across the bread border to the southern seafront. And I believe this may have occurred in September, a full 7 months after she was reported missing. A date that coincides not with her public disappearance in February, but instead with the noticeable theft of the Ruby Crown. If the Blackwater insurgents were in fact responsible for the heist as some have claimed, I believe this scenario entirely plausible, and the fact that 2 of the Crown's 8 rubies have now surfaced has given me renewed optimism that she is still alive, safe, and finally free. Perhaps my willingness to accept such a sensational story betrays my own desperation. Desperation for answers, desperation for hope, and desperation for a narrative in which you are not the villain. In that distant land we are we all dream of, the land where the strangling crimson curtains draped across our sky are pulled back and the windows and shutters of discontent flung wide open. In that distant land, I pray one day to find our Marion safe, happy, and absolved. Courtney. Well, not quite what I was expecting, but it is progress nonetheless. So, radiation monitor. All normal. Yep. We won't bother logging in here, I think. Well, that is done. Interesting that the gem doesn't appear to be different than all of the other gems that we've ever collected. But that is one of our mysteries resolved, and for that I'm grateful. Because when you only get more mysteries, things just become more confusing. Right, something else I want to check while we happen to be outside is I would like to see if anything has changed in the driveway. Oh! This is where those flames have been being lit. Interesting. So, one was the hovel, or whatever it was called, and one was the schoolyard. This is still closed. Can't go down there. Can we get to the driveway? We can. Is this still completely out of reach? The torches are not lit. Yeah, so I thought maybe that the stuff that we had pushed and pulled around in past episode might allow us through here, but it seems not, and that's fine. So, the most active mysteries we have are the 4 other flames. There's still, of course, many rooms that we haven't seen yet or ever drafted. In fact, if we look here and here, we can start to look through. So, still 4 rooms there. We found the foundation. That was room 0. Still tons here. 28 there. 2 bedrooms, 1 hallway, many green rooms, many shops. We've seen all of the red rooms. Studio additions, the clock tower. Found floor plans, the mechanarium. The outer rooms, we've now seen all the possible versions of. And we can exit. Oh, interesting. Hold on. There is a red letter here now. I can't click it. But I wonder if there's kind of 8 letters or something to find along the way. From here, we need to go up and left and up and right. Up and left. And up. And right. So, from security, we can crack this door open. We will definitely go to the drafting studio. On a short run like this, being able to add something is very nice. You found the drafting studio, you can make a permanent change. A casino, the kennel. Each time you dig in a room, unlock all doors in that room. Very interesting. The dovecote. When you draw dovecote while drafting, you may rotate floor plans. Well, I don't know what's going to be good, really. I like the kennel that it's long, but we have to have the shovel, which is not going to be all that likely. I'm going to take the dovecote. A towering loft serving home to many of the feathered locals of Mount Holly. As a devout bird watcher and amateur ornithologist, Mary had petitioned her uncle for years for this to be built on the estate. So, that is a lovely addition. That's a dead end. That's the version of this today. Not that I suspect we will find it. A compass. We don't have a room to cloak check that, and that's fine. So we can go into the foundation and take the right. Except we can't, except we can. We can finally double check that this works. So, keycard system. Keycard system is offline. Keycard system settings. Set security level to high. And set offline mode to unlocked. So, with those done, does that mean that this door is now open? Nook, billiard room, rumpus room. Give me the rumpus room. Because then we can give this guy a coin again. See if they have a different message for us. Big flash of white light. Last time...
As it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
Yeah, so...
The image is becoming clear.
That's the fountain out front.
I see the darkened cloud of ruin.
Unideal.
Familiar to us both. Now decrepit, run down, and in disrepair. I see 8 red envelopes.
Oh.
Resting upon 8 pedestals. And in these 8 envelopes, I see 8 letters penned by 8 different hands. 8 letters of which you will only ever find and read 7. Just like the art hanging on the walls of these rooms, there is a letter missing. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
Right, well, we've just found our first one of those letters, which is most intriguing. Where's our pile of coins? There it is. On the off chance we draw the freezer and can stash all of this money for the next run, which would be ideal, really. I don't think we've ever taken the patio. No. Buried below. Occasionally you may discover small mounds of dirt in certain rooms of the estate. With a shovel, one may be able to excavate these suspicious dig spots. Yes, well that would require a shovel, wouldn't it? Shovel, which I do not have. These are all open for us. We'll take the aquarium because then... Oh, well, we're on our last step, so... That's the day's travel done. Call it a day. Alright, I think after yesterday's hour-and-a-half long episode, I might call that one at a half hour today, and then we can get back to kind of more middle ground-ish episodes tomorrow. But we learned of letters. We got a drafting studio done, so we've added another new room to the group. one new room. That was the patio. So we'll exit here. And then we will continue tomorrow. For now, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.